get it.
Really?
I didn't. No, it's not that I didn't get it. Yesterday, I was out in the field all day yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like my day started at 10 a.m. and it didn't end until about 11:30 last night.
Wow.
I was helping, man, New York, from the Bronx to Westchester, from Westchester to Plainfield. It was a crazy day for me yesterday.
So what were you guys working on?
Actually, a lot of it was with educational, putting together some plans, reviewing people's policies, also their financial, teaching them about some of the simple concepts of understanding about budgeting and the rule of 72, teaching them about compound interest, telling them the best way how to maximize the full potential with their earnings. That's one of the reasons why I came down to that. Yeah, well, I was coming down regardless. That I was coming down to talk about today is the one of the best kept secret, which is the IUL.
The IU.
IUL, Index Universal Life.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, see that? That thing is the one of the best kept secrets because the fact that a lot of people don't even know how it works, why it works the way it does, what is the full potential of it, how to get tax exempt money versus tax deferred. Why is this one of the best kept secrets? And I was going over that with some real savvy people. I mean, like I sat down with like 3 clients. I was making over $200,000 a year. That's take home money. They made over 250, but they take home 200 a year. And when I sat down and broke it down to him, he was looking at me like, so you telling me my investments? And I said, I'm not telling you nothing. I will educate you. And I said, read the book. He read this book. I showed him the line on page 69 where it talks about 401ks, 403bs, 457, and it breaks down what's the definition of defined contributions and these so on, right?
All right.
And he was so livid that he didn't know that. And he was like, why no one ever tell us about this? He's like, I have an accountant. I was like, the 2 reasons why your accountant won't tell you about an IUL is because the fact that he doesn't get a management fee from it. He won't tell you about it. It's because it's designed as an insurance product, so he will make a one-time commission. And most of the time what they do is sell you death benefit in insurance products and don't tell you about the money portion of it. They don't tell you that you can enjoy your death benefit while you're alive before dying to leave it for someone.
Does it deduct
From the
your
death benefit? If you used up all your cash value.
Similar like a whole life.
Oh no, nothing like your whole life.
What's the difference between a whole life and this?
And this? The fact that a
wait
whole...
minute. Well, so yeah, come to the microphone.
No, just repeat my question. No?
Well, the difference between a whole life and an IUL is the fact that a whole life only gives you up to about maturity age about 100. Now an IUL gives you up until age 121 or 120. Then on top of that, the interest rate that you earn upon the money in a whole life is about less than 6%. With an IUL, the highest I've seen, and I've given most of my clients 15%, the lowest is about 10.
Because that's more aggressive than a regular stock market.
It's because you get
money market.
You're actually tied into an index. See,
it's tied to the stock market.
The stock markets, and you get the options of where you get global versus just the S&P 500. Now, you can get the S&P 500 plus the Hang Seng and the Euro stock. So when your money is in 3 different portals, your money investment side grows a lot quicker and it's compounded monthly and not annually.
What's the risk factor? Because these payouts seem a little high, so that means that the risk factor is very high.
You would think, right?
I'm sorry?
You would think that the risk factor would be high.
Rationally speaking, under the regular
the floor, the protection, right? When the market goes down, the protection on your money is actually 0.75%.
That's not bad.
Better than the CD.
Right.
So you still have the gain in. So every time the market goes down negative 20, you get positive 0.75%.
No matter what.
No matter what.
And you're saying that you don't get told about this because the broker's not incentivized.
No.
And most of the time they don't have a license. An accountant.
What kind of license do you need to be able to sell this product?
You gotta step up and be a part. You cannot sit here and have a conversation.
What license?
Yeah, what kind of license do
You
you
can't
need?
keep repeating your
The
question.
license
Okay?
that requires to have it is a producer's
Yes.
license.
You can't resist. I know.
Okay.
Producer's license?
And they
Yes.
they don't have a producer's license.
Most accountants don't.
Oh, no, they don't. No, not the accountants.
Huh.
No.
So, okay, so if
But
I'm a
then
consumer,
accountants,
how do I find out about this?
you have to talk to a stockbroker or a life insurance agent.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Like how you get about it
Yeah.
is you have to talk to someone who has life insurance. But most of the time, even those guys, all right,
They don't know.
they don't want to sell you that.
Yeah.
Because if I work for a company, a specific company, right?
Right.
And say that I have to come to your house and sell you insurance, right? You know what most of the time they're not going to tell you about? They're not going to tell you about what I just said. They're going to tell you about if you die and sell you death insurance. That's what I like to call that. They sell you death insurance and not tell you about how you could advance and actually take the privileges of enjoying your money now. Because who have to pay out this money when you educate your client about it? The company. So why would they teach their agents to tell you that?
Right.
But you know who I represent? I represent the clients. I don't represent the company.
Gotcha.
That's the difference.
Okay.
advocate for
Right.
that.
So you have a product out there that is more beneficial to the consumer, but
Right.
because it doesn't service the agent or the company
Right.
as well as some of the other products, meaning that they don't make as much money on it, there's no benefit, there's no incentive for them to
Promote.
to promote this product.
They don't.
Okay, and so
The country didn't even want to hear. Because think about what was in the back in the days, right? You see, and I know you guys are watching too because you don't want me to talk, but I'm gonna talk. I don't care. Send me my fines, I could pay for it. Right? So the thing about it is this.
Wait a minute, what fines?
Oh no, they got little incentives. They try to lock you in a little box and tell you certain things you can't talk about. But I pay my fines. You can send it my way. I got enough money for it.
And they pay you. Wait. So they punish you
For
for
sharing.
talking about the things that are more beneficial to the consumer.
They can. If someone feel a certain way,
Well, they're out to
Well,
protect self-interest.
then how do people find out?
They don't.
they have to come to our office or sit
And
down
they
with
have to
us.
ask
don't
for
know how
something
to
that they
ask.
don't know about.
They don't know what
Exactly.
to ask.
So they said,
How do you know? They
so
don't ask.
you don't know to ask about it. You don't know that it
You're not being
exists.
told about
The agent is there and knows about it, but is restricted from telling you about it
In
because
public manner. He can't talk about it in public manner in a sense. So that's
so
why
you
you
can't
see
promote it.
in a sense, yes. I
Right.
can't.
Okay.
So that's why I'm talking about it. If you see me going around, I'm
Okay,
going around it a
I
little
want,
bit.
but I want you guys to understand this, right? So you can't promote it. You can't advertise it. You can advertise the things that are not best for the consumer, but you can't advertise the thing that is best for the consumer. If the consumer comes into your office because of something that you advertised that wasn't as good, right? Once they come in, even though you can tell them now privately about it, you're not incentivized to tell them because you don't make as much money telling them about that as you do about selling them the thing that you promoted. I just want to be clear. Did I just say that right?
It's almost like this.
No, but did I say that right?
Yes,
A little bit, but there's a little tweak to it. Is that I could talk about whatever, right? But it's almost like they don't want to seem like I'm sitting here trying to say everything else suck and I should do this because then I come like primary. Well, I should be talking about it. Then I'm talking like a particular company that is we'll talk about by term investor difference, and then what they're gonna say is that oh you guys all you talk about is IULs and they like to say permanent insurance and I'll be like there's no such thing as a permanent insurance. If you read the guideline when you were taking your test, it says all insurance are term insurance. It's either short term, mid term, or long term. So don't stop talking about the
Well, who
public.
finds you?
Huh?
Who finds you?
company.
Who is the entity that keeps you from?
Whoever my license is tied to.
The company.
It could be the broker. It could be a company.
Never
That's why I could
mistake.
never talk about a specific company that offer it. I could talk about an IUL.
The product.
I could talk about the product itself, which I shouldn't even go too deep. But the reason why I could go around it is because this
Educated.
book is compliance. And I could talk about IUL because as long as I make sure I made I know that I'm reading from the book, the Saving Your Future Finance 101 book, which touches on the IUL, which is the Index Universal Life Insurance. I could always be right, because that's compliance.
Okay, so in being compliant, because
we
want you to be compliant, right? So in being compliant, the IUL that's listed in the book, the information that's in there, it does it say? And now maybe you answer yes or no, or you can say no comment. I don't know, but does it say in there that it is the better of all of those other options?
No, it wouldn't say that.
What does it say?
Well, basically what the IUL is structured to do, right? A lot of folks, I could tell you about some of the perks of it, right? It comes with protection, right? The protection in the IUL allow your money to be protected from garnishment, lawsuits, even divorce, and child support in some states. Now, the other great thing is that it could be used for a great emergency fund, because why? You have access to the money to either borrow or take from the cash value that's accumulated. The other good thing is that it's a great retirement supplement for these two reasons: tax-free money and no age restrictions. No 59 and a half before you could touch the money. No 70 and a half that you must take the money. Or if you do fail to take out the money before 59 and a half in other vehicles, or if you touch it before 59 and a half, you will get penalized 10%.
Right.
Now, if you don't take out the money in other vehicles before 70 and a half, you penalize 50% because it's RMD, required minimum distribution. Now, an IUL doesn't have none of those ties. There's no age restrictions on when you can take out your money. Now, here's the loan part. And this is the other thing that's different with the whole life. Now, a whole life loan is really high.
Yes.
The loan
is
very high. Now, the way an IUL, and I can speak about the one that I've used, but some of them is designed this way, where if you was to take out the loan, right, in the first 1 to 10 year, right, the loan value will be at 2.75%, right, in an IUL. Now, they then take that loan and credit it 2%. So that means your loan is only 0.75%. That's if you take it out from the first year to 10 years, right?
You have to be a little clearer with the interest and
the interest.
Which product you're talking about.
This is the IUL.
You're talking about the
IUL.
You're comparing
loan
it to the whole life.
Right, because the whole life loan could be anywhere from 3 to 4% interest that will be charged on the money that's taken out to you.
Okay.
Now, with an IUL, if you take out the loan within the first 1 to 10 years, the loan charge will be 2.75. Now, the thing that I want you to know is that they put the loan that you take into another vehicle and give you a credit of 2% interest on the loan that you borrow, so you're only responsible for 0.75% of the loan. The interest that grows on that.
Okay.
Because as you're contributing to your whole life, you have to get credited for that money.
Right. Exactly.
So it's like taking the money out and putting it into like a savings account.
Exactly. You put it into a saving account. Now, here's another cool thing that I love about the IUL.
Do you sell insurance?
I used to. I used to be licensed twice.
Oh, there you go.
With another company.
With another company?
Yeah, you need to come over on the grid side. Okay. Right? So then, the way the IUL is designed now is that because remember, this is designed for a long term. Now, if you wait 11 years, that loan that you're taking out is only charged 2%. And remember, I told you, it puts it in another vehicle, the loan that you would take out for 2%.
Whole life.
No,
Whole
this is
life.
IUL.
This is now
still IUL. Okay. So 11 years, after 11 years and plus, the loan charge will be 2%. And then the credit you get on your loan that's taken out is 2%. So how much do you owe? Nothing. You never have to pay back that loan because it's zeroed out. So that's another way how I teach my clients that if you want to use this money and structure it properly, you could use this long term for retirement, because now you could use up your cash value and then borrow from the death benefit. And what loan do you have to pay back? It's your loan.
You're borrowing against yourself.
Right.
So then Okay, but
Juice is
so
good.
that's that is the best thing for the consumer. And again, I want to go back to this because I mean, if
My
that,
personal opinion, yes.
okay, so that's the best thing for the consumer. It's not lucrative for the company.
No.
Okay, but because what I want to say is this. I mean, you know, on the Eric Dawson radio show, I mean, that's all I'll talk about.
How to
I'll-
Iowa?
Yeah, and you know, I mean, I'll get smarter on it, and I mean, I'll have people who are not licensed who can come in and talk about it, and you know, see if I can find out folks in the community who have insurance and suggest that they go visit.
They need a review. Upgrade.
Yes, generate reviews.
Right? It's just like if you had a Nokia phone, you get an iPhone. The Nokia can't go on Facebook, but your iPhone can. You can't sit there and still be stuck with the Nokia because it got good battery. You got to upgrade it with the times. Keep up with the technology. And IUL is pretty new in this country.
How long has it been in existence? Do you know?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
And
That's something
we
I'd
should
have to
know.
find out.
We need to know the history.
Yeah, because you know what it is?
Back in 1920 when we had the
But what would I mean?
the Great Depression, I mean, that's when
I
we
think
started restructuring back from the Great Depression, you know.
Yeah, because you had VULs back then.
Right.
VUL was the hot thing on the market.
No, I mean, I think knowing it, you know, knowing how long it's been here, you know, is cool to know. But just the
Knowing that
benefits,
it's
though, are the things that are important to know, right? And the
Of
fact
course.
that now, if somebody has a different policy, and they're listening to the show and they say, "Holy crap, I want to know more about this." I mean, they can certainly go and Google it and such. But when they go to their agent, can
Can the agent give them that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most companies can't.
It
'Cause they don't
cannot.
have
It's
it.
a policy.
Right.
Okay, so we'll find out.
Because I tell you,
Well, how we can
Okay,
talk
because
about it.
because the question now is we've just given people information.
And now
so what
we-
companies have it?
Yeah.
What,
So
what
I'm just,
resource can we provide that
So-
we can further invest in?
right. So exactly because we want to be able to say to people, you know, we just gave you this information, and
Here,
here's
you can do
the
something. Here's a
next
call to
step.
action.
Here's what you need to do next.
The next step is simple. If you want to talk to me, you can talk to me. But the other great thing about it is that there's only so much particular company that's want to design this. Because remember, I tell you, the VUL was the thing in whole life. VUL, whole life, and term was the three most popular thing. If you could not afford, because VULs are very expensive because it's variable investments that's tied to an UL, to an insurance. So people would say, if I want to grow my money, it was almost like a 401k design type thing with insurance, right?
Right.
Then they came up with term, which is cheaper, and they said, oh, you don't have to buy that long thing. And then whole life wasn't giving you enough interest rate, so that's why people wanted to become aggressive investors, because whole life didn't give them a long enough, a better interest rate. So that's why many companies have strived and build on that theory, and then they try to tie everything to whole life. And I said, I agree with you, whole life suck.
Well,
Am I
I
gonna
would
find for that
disagree
one?
with that statement. It is, you know, it's still a great vehicle. It's just not a flexible vehicle. I think
Oh,
that we need
right.
to provide people a comprehensive,
I'm glad you did
a
touch that.
comprehensive plan that includes
Right,
a
'cause
little bit of everything. You know.
The good flexibility about this too, they have a no lapse flexibility in there, right? What happened is this:
They have a what?
a
No
no
lapse.
lapse,
Okay.
right?
So
And
it's,
this,
it's an infinite term.
right? It never really
It doesn't expire.
expire unless you fail to pay, and I mean like you fail to pay. So what I'm saying is this: if your monthly premium was say $200 a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
What they're basically saying is that you would not have the access to where you have a no lapse charge, where say it's not 200 and it'll be like say 150, right? So that's your no lapse premium. So if you can't afford the $200 one month, you could pay the minimum amount just to keep it going, no matter what.
Okay.
So you never lose the policy. That's important. Then you could also pay more if you wanted to, and if you could pay the minimum as well. Say if you wanted to pay $400 one month, you can do that.
Right. Okay. So, in this short period of time, it's difficult because we have like less than a minute. Right?
Mhm.
We have 30 seconds before we're going to play out on today's show. is there a resource site that folks can go to? I mean, it can certainly re-listen to this episode, but is there a resource site that they can go to get more information?
There's this really awesome video on YouTube that actually explains it in less than 3 minutes.
Can you post it on your page?
I will post it on my page.
And then I'll share it on mine.
Yes.
So the folks who are checking you out, Facebook Live, they can get it, and the folks who are checking me out, they can get that. But Keyon, give the folks your number that they can contact you.
Sure. You guys can reach me at 973-873-5977. Once again, my number is 973-873-5977.
Listen, guys, we got to get smart about our finances. Keyon, thank you, man.
Anytime.
Hey, listen, we got a couple minutes. No, this is Eric.
This is Keyon Corniffe.
We're out.
This has been Radio 94.3 Connected Radio Dance Hall Soca.